Hey guys, welcome back. It's Friday and time to fire up the printer. Since my 3D prints have been received so well by you guys, I thought it would be a great idea to turn this into a series. So from now on, there will be a new video every Friday with new ideas. Today I want to start with some parts for the Team Associated TC8. And of course, as always, you will get the STL files for all shown parts for free after the video. So let's start with the first part, the lower arm spacers. They look like this and you can get them in 4 different thicknesses: 0.5 mm, 1 mm, 1.5 mm and 2 mm. These spacers give you one big advantage. They save you a lot of time and a lot of nerves. Because when you want to swap the tiny washers in this area, especially under time pressure at the track, it can quickly become pretty frustrating. These shims are designed so they can easily slide underneath the suspension arms. The center section is slightly recessed, so the belt won't rub against it. And yes, the idea itself isn't completely new, but it's free and it works perfectly. To install them, simply loosen the screws until the ball studs have a little bit of clearance from the chassis. Now you can slide the spacer in place and then just tighten the screws again. If the ball stud starts spinning while tightening, simply hold it with the correct wrench. For all of my printed parts, I use glass fiber reinforced PETG filament. In the slicer, I print them with 100% infill to make them as strong and durable as possible. That way the parts won't get damaged even if you tighten the screws a bit too much. So let's move on to the next part. And this one actually makes things even easier. If you often play around with your roll center, you're going to love these upper arm spacers. Forget about tiny shims, the constant fiddling around, and the moment when you realize you're missing the exact washer you need. This is my new setup helper. At first glance it might look a little strange, but it's actually a really smart solution. And I guarantee you that you will be at least 3 times faster when making setup changes. The spacers come in 3 different thicknesses: 1 mm, 1.5 mm and 2 mm. Here you can see how the parts look once they are installed. And honestly, I think they don't look bad at all. They actually add a pretty nice detail to the car. Now let's take a look at how to install them. First, just loosen the ball studs again until you have a little bit of clearance between the ball stud and the bulkhead cover. Then simply hook the small tab of the spacer onto the washer facing toward the spur gear and slide the shim inward toward the differential. Now just hold it in place with your finger so it doesn't move while tightening the screws. Tighten everything up again, and that's it. Super easy, right? Now let's move on to the last part. Many of you might already know this one, and some of you may even be using it already. My Bulkhead Flex Springs. I actually made a separate detailed video about these a while ago, where I explain how they work and what effect they have on the car. I'll try to link that video up here, so you can check it out later. Once installed, the setup looks like this. Based on your feedback, I slightly optimized the files, so the parts no longer rub or bind. The springs are available in 3 different thicknesses: 1 mm, 2 mm and 3 mm. In addition to that, there is also a 4th version, which is a solid version without flex. And this is what the finished printed parts look like. Now let's talk about installation. When installing the spring versions, you need to be a little careful. While tightening the screws, make sure that the spring is not being squeezed or deformed. If you look at it from the top, the distance between the spring walls on the left and right side should be equal. The easiest way to do this is to hold one side in place with your finger while tightening the screw. That way you ensure the best performance when using the part on the track. So with this one, it's worth taking a little extra time during installation, and you will definitely notice the difference. And with that, we are basically done with the 3 parts for the TC8. Before we move on to a preview for next week's video, let me quickly show you where you can download the files. Simply go to my new website, rcexplode.de. There you will easily find the links to download all the files. Important, the files are provided in STL format, so you still need to process them in your slicer before printing. If you have any questions about my slicer settings, feel free to leave a comment below. I would also love to see photos of your printed parts, so if you want to share them, just use the email address listed on the website. Next week I'll show you a new part for your tires, and I'll explain why tires actually need to crack, so stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, and hopefully I'll see you at the track.